We'll cop that out. Sorry. Should I do it again?
No.
I don't know what to say. I feel really weird. I feel weird.
That's okay. Hello. Live stream number 1.
Love stream. Obviously, I was just gonna say your name.
Yeah, maybe
It's
not.
really hard not to.
Yeah. Just say I'm T and you're V.
Look, you can see the thing in my glasses.
You just said my name.
Sorry. Sorry, babe.
It's okay.
So obviously, you want me to call you T? It's weird because people call my brother T.
Yeah, just say T.
Disgusting. Babe, look. No, I'm gonna take it seriously. So T and I have been wanting to start a podcast ever since we started dating. We're married now, so it's been a while. But we just want to start a podcast because we're an iconic duo.
Pretty much, yeah.
Straight up.
And we don't really know what we talk about, so I decided we just talk about ourselves and where we come from.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we should address the elephant in the room.
What's the elephant in the room?
We all have hats and glasses on.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with showing my face and stuff, but T has he can't because of work, right?
Yes. It's because I think I'm gonna say some controversial stuff. And probably also some cringy stuff. And I don't want my employer to see me like this.
And associate it with them.
I keep up this persona at work that is kind of different from what I really like.
Yeah.
So I hope that nobody really recognizes me. And I guess my beautiful wife supports me in doing the same.
Literally.
So that's good. Thanks to her.
Oh, but no, yeah, I'm down. I mean, I obviously don't have much on the line. I don't have a fancy job. So I have a pretty, I'm a receptionist. So I can get another receptionist role. You know, it's not that hard.
You're also not controversial.
I'm also not controversial.
Yeah.
I could never say anything that would ever get me in trouble.
That's right.
You know?
Yes.
I'm kind of baby woke, you know? I'm not fully woke, but I'm kind of almost woke.
Yes.
Yeah. If I was fully woke, we wouldn't work out.
Probably not, no. And maybe let's talk about your upbringing.
My upbringing?
Yeah.
What should I say?
As in where you grew up in and that sort of stuff.
Should I say my ethnicity or does it give a lot?
No, you can say it.
We're kind of an iconic duo, so.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Maybe that's what the podcast should be called.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm Bengali. And if you don't know what that is, Google it. Because I'm not going to explain that. It's
Link in the description.
Straight up. I don't want to explain that. And I've explained it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Bengali and I grew up in Sydney. My parents are from back home. They came here after they got married. Actually, my parents got an arranged marriage. Funny story. My mum met my dad properly for the first time after she flew to Australia on a plane, and she just had a little picture of him in her pocket. And like she was looking for her husband in the crowd, guys. Which was just, I mean, they've been married for almost 30 years now. So obviously it worked out. But, yeah. I mean, arranged marriages, yeah, kind of controversial. I support it.
I support it if both parties want it.
And I got an arranged marriage.
No.
I said your name. We have to cut so many things out because I keep saying that.
It's fine. We can do it.
We have to find it. What if one slips in?
I don't think so.
We should put a counter. How many times I say it?
Yeah.
Sorry, babe.
It's fine. Keep going.
We got an arranged marriage.
No, we didn't.
T and I. We did.
We didn't?
Yes, we did.
What do you mean arranged marriage?
We got an arranged marriage.
You didn't get an arranged marriage.
He's lying.
No, I'm not.
He's lying.
No,
My
I'm
parents found him.
Her parents were going crazy when they heard that she found someone on her own.
They were really upset. Ooh, oh my gosh, that was a shit show.
Yes.
That was actually terrifying. But yeah, sorry.
Not arranged and not Muslim.
Arranged.
We were not arranged.
We were.
No.
Arranged by me.
I wasn't even Muslim, and I had to convert in order to marry her.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
That would literally take a podcast on its own.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm Bengali. My parents are super traditional. Beyond, how do I say more than traditional?
Like super conservative?
Yeah, extremely conservative.
Yes.
In every sense. Even like, yeah, in every sense.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to throw my parents on
They're
the bus.
They're doing the Muslim pilgrimage.
Oh, they're going to Hajj.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's most Muslims. It's obviously different because T didn't grow up in an Islamic household. I did. So for me, it's not weird. It's like, oh yeah, my dad's going to fly halfway across the world to do a pilgrimage for God. That's just another day. You know, like it doesn't feel weird to me. But I did grow up in a really, sorry, what?
It doesn't feel weird to me either. It's just something, it's never happened in my household. Lucky
you. It is kind of intense, you know.
Yeah.
But I keep straying from the point. Yeah, so my parents were super conservative. I grew up really, really conservative, like in like a really tight run house, you know. Obviously it didn't stick. Yeah, kind of sad. It was a disappointment to my parents when they realized that I didn't grow up exactly how they planned. But, you know, it's fine. Your parents love you for the most part. At least mine do. I can't speak for everyone. I know there are some terrible parents out there. I don't want to get people's hopes up, babe. You know, mine do. And even though I've disappointed them time and again, they still love me. You know, it is what it is.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah. They love me in their own way, you know. T can attest to that.
Yes.
They don't show love in the conventional way.
No.
But it's there. You can feel it.
They provide you with everything you need.
Yeah. My parents are, but that's how, like I said, very traditional. For them, it's like, I'm your mom. I'm supposed to, you know, cook, clean, look after you. And I'm your dad. I'm supposed to provide. That's how I grew up, you know. Everything I've ever wanted, I had. And even still to this day, married and moved away, if I ask my dad for something, he's still going to get it for me. You know?
Yes.
So in that sense, they've always been there for me. I've never been like hungry or without somewhere to live or stay. LMAO.
Yeah, for me, I grew up in also I would say, a conservative household, but for me, my parents were not... I don't think they loved each other. It was more like my brother was like an accident child, and then at some point I was born, and I guess I was also not really planned. And they were kind of together because out of necessity, which means my mother didn't really know where to go. My father kind of was running the show in a way where my mother didn't really have a say. And yeah, so I kind of moved out when I was 17, and since then I kind of live on my own and don't really have any close contact to my parents. So seeing family is oh shit.
See, it's hard.
Yeah. Seeing V's family is kind of nice because they're really caring for each other, and that's kind of nice. So yeah, if you come from a broken family, don't think it's normal when your father or mother don't pay you attention, love, care, and nutrition. FY. Anyway, that's not really much about me. What else is there to say? Yeah, I was working as a chef for 10 years, and I switched becoming a software developer around 8 years ago.
Are you gonna say you grew up in Germany?
Oh yeah, I grew up in Germany. And
iconic.
Yeah. Grew up in Germany, and I moved to Australia when I was, I think, it was in 2014, so when I was 24.
So cute, you had a little bird face. Baby, that was sweet.
Yeah. And how did we meet?
That's all you're gonna say about yourself? I rambled on for like 20 minutes.
I don't know what else to say, really.
T likes to act like there isn't a lot there, but there's way more there than you think. This is a complex specimen right here. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. At least right now.
Between the both of us, I think T would have like the most interesting stories. You know? He's like, you know when you go, like he's like that uncle at the family gathering that's like been to the war and like has all the fun childhood stories and like has all these quirky adventures, and I'm like his like basic boring wife, you know. I'm like, oh, my parents love me, yeah, they're good to me, and he's like, my dad threw me across the river, you know. That's kind of like you know,
yeah,
for what zhuzh I don't have, T makes up for. I'm a very zhuzhy person, but it's not because of a fantastical life, I think.
You have Josh out of, I think you're natural Joshi.
Yeah.
You have natural talent, and I guess I had to. I kind of got thrown into the Josh. The Josh life chose me.
It's true. I bring out the zhuzh in him.
Yeah.
I force it out. What were we saying? What did you just ask me?
How did we become a couple?
Oh, yeah. So we're kind of, honestly, okay, let's just be bare bones here. We have no friends.
You have friends.
I have friends, but we have no friends. Yeah. As a couple, we have no one.
I think I also have friends, but not as many in Australia.
It's hard when you shift across the world.
I guess so, yeah.
Also, yeah, like, I mean, it's all going to come into context the more you kind of see what we're about.
Yeah, I guess so.
Why things are that way.
Yes.
But, like, we literally have no couple friends. We've never been on a double date.
No.
It's all very sad.
It is kind of sad, yes.
Yeah. And we talk about it, we're like, it's kind of sad. We don't have any couple friends.
Yeah.
But the reason... Yeah, sorry.
I guess we also didn't really actively look for it yet.
Yeah, but it should come to us.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess
like, it just feels weird to search. You know? Because friends should, like, come naturally.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess so, yeah.
Or else it just doesn't feel, like, the same. But, like, yeah, it's just because we're such a weird couple. Most people don't get along with our dynamic. Not that we're, like, obnoxious or mean. I think we're quite gracious hosts.
I think so, yeah.
But we're just a weird couple. Straight up just weird. Obviously, T's German, I'm Bengali, so that's one factor. Where it's like...
Clash of cultures.
Yeah. So there's already something a bit... What's going on?
And the other thing is also we don't really are a traditional version of that culture.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
When people ask me, hey, do you want to drink a beer? I've said no, I don't like to drink. And they're like, well, but you're German, you're supposed to drink 10,000 beers.
Yeah, what is the thing called? the holiday? Something fest?
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
That's not T's thing.
No. And then you're already out in the...
Yeah, I think neither of us are really big drinkers.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of the main things in socializing, and it makes us kind of...
stand out.
Yeah, not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, what a dick, you know, for not drinking. Well, like, you just seem like a bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
If you don't drink,
yeah, like,
you know?
look at this person.
Especially in Australia, like, the drinking culture's big. People love a beer. People love a lunch beer, you know? Fucking lunch beers.
Yeah, Barbie and a beer.
Yeah, beer and a Barbie. You know? It's a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't really drink. I can't hold my liquor.
No.
I've never been able to.
Yeah.
T can, but he's not a big fan of drinking.
No.
So it's like we're both, in another way, a bit on the outsides already again. And then, drum roll, get fucking ready.
Yeah.
We have like a 12-year age gap.
Yes.
And, okay, I think when you're like older, like maybe in our 50s and 60s, it doesn't matter because you're old anyway, so no one really gives a shit.
Yeah.
But when you're young, it's really weird.
It is.
I'm sorry, I have to do something disgusting.
No.
That was so gross, but I had to do it.
No big deal.
But, yeah, when you're young, it's really weird. It's just like, it's almost just, people just give you weird reactions. I'm 23.
Yeah. Her birthday was yesterday.
Guys, it was my birthday yesterday. Good times. I'm 23 now. T is 34. But he's turning 35 this year.
Yes.
So we have a 12-year age gap. And man, if I could just list off the reactions I've gotten when I said it, it's crazy. Like, it's nuts. People really are like shook.
Yeah.
People are really fucking shook when they hear like you're older than me. They're like, oh wow, so how did that happen? Or they'll ask me like, oh, so why would you get married so young? Or sorry, they'll be like, why'd you... I get really crazy comments from people. T doesn't get them as much though.
No.
But I get a lot of side comments from people, like snarky stuff. I remember I used to work with one girl, and she would come up to me and be like, I just feel like you made a mistake. First day I met her, she was like, you made a mistake, and like, she's like, you have so much to live for. You're so young, like, why would you give it up to be married? But actually, I'm choosing to spend my youth with someone versus alone. Yeah. You know, I moved out young. I've grown a lot, I would say, in that time. You know, I was kind of at a point where I'm like, being alone is not, it's not where I want to be for the rest of my life or the rest of my 20s. Yeah. You know? That's right. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that that person was actually, nuts. I guess, close to 30. And obviously, it seemed like she didn't really have anything to live for. Like, she was basically a receptionist like V, but when you're like 30, you would say, okay, you either choose family or career. And she didn't seem to have either, but then lecturing other people how to live their life, that's the common experts that I would say you don't really need to care about what they think, kind of thing.
I mean, obviously, T's conservative in his views of that kind of stuff, like, but also, so am I. Not because of my political views, it's more because of how I was raised. Like, if my mom met a friend of mine that was 29 and she, like, wasn't married, my mom would freak the fuck out. She would be like, V, you can't hang out with people like this. That's going to rub off on you. You're going to be 29 and unmarried. My mom was always really scared that I wouldn't get married. She just has this, like, really big fear. Because in my culture, if you're over 27 and you're not married, you're done for. You know? People are like, oh my God, it is over. But actually, it's not over. It's fine, you know?
In some countries, when you're over 25 and not married, you be called a leftover woman.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Can't be saying shit like this.
I personally know a lot of...
Leftover women.
Yeah, and
JK.
they really tend to go strong on alcohol, strong on antidepressiva. Sometimes really sad to look at, and they pretend everything is fine, but clearly you need all those substances to keep you afloat in a way, and that's why. Anyway, let's
I mean,
keep on.
I don't have the same views. I think like you can totally be in your 30s and your 40s and single and happy.
Yeah.
I get that. Like for me, I feel like if the shoe fits, it doesn't work for me. I would go nuts if I didn't have anyone in my 40s. I would go insane. I need people in my life. And I'm one of those people where getting married, having someone there is like the best fit for me. Like if I was single in my 30s, I would go absolutely crazy. I need people around me, and like I need connection to feel fulfilled. I don't feel fulfilled in like a single lifestyle, I have to say. Like dating around and stuff, it's not fun.
No.
Kind of sucky.
You basically use and get used by other people many times.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think sometimes it can be fun when you have someone you're vibing with.
Yeah.
But then I feel if you didn't really get into a relationship, it doesn't really go anywhere. You're just drifting along without any purpose.
Yeah.
And that's, I think it's kind of sad,
Yeah. It's just the worst, man. Yeah. And like, I mean, I've tried dating around and initially it's fun, but after a while, fuck, man. It gets old so quick, and I can't imagine doing that for another 20 years, Fuck.
Yeah, that's sad.
You have to be built different,
Yeah.
But it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for some people, that works. For some people, that's not what they want in life, is like a husband and kids and stuff. Mm-hmm. We have kids.
At some point.
No, we have kids.
At some point.
No. We have 2 babies.
What babies?
In my heart.
We don't have kids yet. But at some point, I believe.
I'm manifesting, guys.
Yeah.
You have to say things with confidence. You really have to say it like you believe it,
Yeah.
Must.
One day, babe.
It's true, yeah. But yeah, like... what were we talking about? Well, we were talking about how we met.
Yeah. Why
does that keep happening? It's because I talk a lot. I talk a lot of shit. A lot of smack.
It's good though. It's fun.
Yeah. I talk a lot. Oh! I keep saying your name! I talk a lot and T listens a lot. So it works out. But yeah, we have like a fat age gap. People freak out. I've had so many people be like, oh my god, 12 years is a lot. Like, I could never do that. I'm like, did I ask? Did I ask if you could do it? Who asked you that?
Yeah.
It really just feels like a bit like, what? Relax, chill out, man. I'm happy like that. It worked out for me. And also, I like older guys. I always have. Maybe I have daddy issues. I don't know. We have to discuss that with my therapist.
Yeah.
But I've dated guys that are my age, and it was just the worst. Like, I feel like I'm mummying someone, I also feel, maybe because I had kind of an intense upbringing, a lot of stuff happened, and I feel I grew a lot from it. So I just wasn't matching men my age anymore, like in terms of what I've experienced in my life versus what they've experienced, where they are, what they're ready for. None of them were ready to marry me, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I was at a point where I was, oh no, the train.
It's fine.
All right, I was at a point where I was ready to like move on with my life, and I couldn't see myself doing it with someone my age. It just kind of worked out better. Like, T and I just Like, we really clicked.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was iconic.
Yeah.
No, but like, I remember after our first date, it was such a nice first date, guys. Oh my gosh, you will literally die if I tell you. It was so nice. So, obviously, we live in Australia. And can I say where you lived?
Yeah.
So, T lived in Manly. And I lived in, when we met, did I live in Parramatta or Epping?
Epping.
I lived in Epping. Epping? Listen, Epping slaps. I love Epping. It's such a nice place to live. It's so nice. If you're like looking for somewhere to go in Sydney, like living, Epping's really nice. This is such a nice area. Even where we live now, it's like kind of near Epping. I don't know if I should say that.
No.
We shouldn't.
No, don't.
Sorry. Epping is like really nice, and if you're looking for somewhere to live, that area is amazing. Malls, you have Castle Towers, you have Macquarie. It's life-changing. Go for Epping, guys. Oh yeah, my first date was so romantic. Like, oh, I keep saying his name. T took me to... Oh my god. Oh, T took me to like a dumpling... Should I say the location? Or...
Yeah, you can say.
This like dumpling house in near Wynyard or Town Hall. Somewhere there. Was it Wynyard?
It was...
Wynyard, next to Barangaroo.
Yeah, next to Barangaroo, yeah.
Yeah, so like T took me to this dumpling place next to Barangaroo, and like I've been on a million dates at this point. I almost actually didn't go on my date with T. My friend, I was like crashing at my friend's place and we were hanging out that weekend, and I was telling her that I was going to cancel on T, and she actually convinced me to go on this date, which I mean, thank God, because we ended up getting married. Would have been kind of awkward if I didn't go. I just met him on the wedding day, you know.
Yeah.
Arranged. No, yeah, no, I was like, because I was, like I said, I got tired of dating, and I was at a point where I was like, okay, if I don't find someone I really like now, I'm going to stop dating for a while. That's kind of where I was at, and I was like, I'm just going to focus on other things, you know, my uni, like, work, that kind of thing. I have this phlegm.
Same.
It's not going down. Yeah, I was just going to focus on other things, and I was going to cancel on... Oh my god, fuck. On T. And I ended up going last minute, just like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to go, because my friend was like, what are you doing? You're just going to sit on your ass if you don't go on this date, you might as well go. So I was like, okay, so I headed out and I went, and it was so nice. T and I like just connected straight from the get-go. We just like really clicked, and it was just such a nice date. And most dates, like when I go, most of the time they'll like make you go to a bar or something, but T wanted to actually get food, and I was like, that's so nice, because then you can actually talk without screaming over like bar music and stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that was done, after we ate and stuff, I was like, okay, oh my god, the date's over, I'm obviously gonna go home now. And I'm blanking. Oh yeah. And T was like, no, we're actually going somewhere else. And do you know what? That was the first time I went on a date and like someone planned an activity instead of just like just a bar and a drink. Like I would die. You know. I have to stop talking soon because my voice is
okay, babe.
And like, so yeah, it was like amazing, and we ended up going to play pool. It was so nice.
And you were like, thanks for teaching me pool, and then she gave me a hug.
He talks about that so much.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah.
I'm just a really cute person.
Yeah, pretty much.
I straight up am.
Yeah. And I just liked it. I like the affectionateness.
The affectionateness, yeah. No, it's true. Like, I'm like, I think beyond affectionate at this. I'm like way more affectionate than the average person.
I would say that, yes.
I'm like a cuddle monster, actually. Like, I'm a real one, you know. I actually am a cuddle monster. And on my first date with T, absolutely fucking slapped. It was so good. And like afterwards I went back to my friend's place obviously to like tell her how mind-blowing my date was. And then I actually went and I told her that I was going to marry T on our first date. I just knew it. I was like, I've never said that about anyone when I've gone on a date with them. But with him, I was like, I'm probably going to marry this guy. And we literally ended up getting married. I'm telling you, manifestation.
Yeah. And we also pray every now and then.
Religion is weird for us.
Yeah. I don't think we follow a official belief, but we believe in something higher out there. So superstition is definitely a thing for me, and I believe for V as well.
I'm a very superstitious person.
Yeah. Tell him about the parking prayer.
Oh yeah, isn't he so cute, guys? I just thought that was cute. That's all. Anyway, so like obviously I grew up Muslim. In like a Muslim household. I like prayed and like did everything. And I learned the prayers. I'm not saying that you need to go and learn this prayer. I'm just saying if you did happen to learn it, it works. But I think we should give some context on like how we are with religion so that it makes sense, kind of.
I guess so, yeah.
I am a firm believer that there is something out there. Like, I guess if you want to label it agnostic, but I really, really, from my heart, think that there's like a God or like a universal being, you know, something. And I believe that, you know, maybe it's because I grew up in like an Islamic home, so I have this like belief in God and stuff. But I don't know, I just can't shake it, you know? And I'm just trusting my gut, but I really feel like there is something out there. What about you, Tony? Oh, sorry. What about you, T?
So for me, there's, I don't know the name of the scientist, but there are like a couple of scientists that basically their view is, okay, the more I discovered and unraveled the mysteries of the universe, the more I believe in God, because there's so many things that science cannot yet explain, and some of those theories point to the existence of like a higher power. And then there's like the other thing where you have like the level 7 civilizations. So basically we as humans are now in a level 0 civilization, where we have like this sort of level where we now harness a certain amount of power, and then when you at some point you harness the power of your solar system and then of your galaxy and so on and so forth, and eventually you will reach level 7, and level 7 is apparently that sort of level where you are able to create universes out of thin air or make them disappear whatsoever. I don't know the really details of it, but I guess I know enough to kind of construct this little theory. And that kind of, to me, is the same thing, because God and that level 7 civilization is basically someone that is able to manipulate the reality that I am living in. So, you know, like the three-dimensional reality, which is, I guess it's kind of like a bubble where you have like one end is the two-dimensional reality and then the other end is the four-dimensional reality. And I believe that, certain types of energy, when you give out a certain energy, you can manipulate other energies around you. And I guess when you pray, that's essentially what you do. You make like a request, and when you do it right, you get a response, kind of thing. Kind of like a web server, I guess. Anyway.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the same, like, in-depth analysis that T does. Fuck, man. Whenever I talk a lot, this happens.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't have the same in-depth analysis that T does. I just have my feelings. And I just follow what I feel. And I feel like there's something in the universe that kind of guides people and guides the way things turn out. So, yeah, I have a firm belief in that. And I'd like to say, I don't know if religious is the word for us, but I think we would call ourselves spiritual.
Yeah.
So hippie.
Yeah, probably.
But we're like spiritual people, you know. And like we're spiritual people. We still pray. Just like we do prayers, like I don't know how often we do them. Kind of inconsistent. We should be better at it. Every
once in a while, like 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll do like prayers together.
Yeah.
Just like to show we're grateful, that kind of thing. But also, there's like this one Islamic prayer that I've been reading since I was a kid. And I mean, if you didn't grow up Muslim, you obviously won't know what this is. But it's called Ayatul Kursi. That's the name of the prayer. And look, I don't think you have to be Muslim to read it because it works. If you're feeling like kind of lost in the world and you want some guidance, or you're struggling with something, or you're nervous, or you can't find something, this is the prayer I always read. And I'm not kidding. I know it sounds a bit absurd, but every time I read it, it works. Every time we've read it, T.
That's true.
There's never been a time where it's been like, oh, it didn't work this time. Every single time.
Yeah.
And I think even over time, the more we've read it, the quicker we've gotten responses.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
It's actually really weird.
Yeah.
I feel so nuts talking about it like this too.
Yeah.
I feel so weird.
I know, but that's why we hide our identities, so they can't really bring back that weirdness to our persona that's on our passport. So I guess the good thing is we create this little safe space where we can really speak out those weird ideas.
Yeah.
Without having social negative impact.
It's true.
I think that's so hard nowadays. You get with like all those social media, like some things certain people in your environment shouldn't know about, you know? Like your employer or sometimes your parents or close friends, even close friends and families, you know?
Get the fuck out with close friends, guys.
Yeah, I feel every sort of relationship has like a certain type of...
Like a glass ceiling.
Yeah, like glass ceiling. And when you break it, then it's over. They stop calling you. And...
Stop!
Yeah, it's true. They stop calling you. They don't invite you to the Barbie anymore.
Oh my god. No more lunch beers, mate.
Yeah, and I feel it's very hard to just really openly speak from the heart and don't get any sort of repercussion for it, you know? Even though we're supposed to live in a free speech society and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No,
it's really weird. And we know how weird we are. We know what we're saying is weird. Like, we get that, you know, hence the hats. But, like, no, yeah. We believe something's there. We pray. We're spiritual.
We have an age gap.
We have an age gap. But you know, like yeah, read Ayatul Kursi. There's one time, like when I was growing up, my mum, who is, I'm not kidding, Mother Teresa reincarnated.
Pretty much.
Yeah, my mum. Every time she feels anxious, every time she feels scared, and one weird thing, every time we can't find parking. I don't know why, but every time we can't find parking, she reads this fucking prayer, man. And she would make all of us, like me and my siblings in the car, read it too. And like, it's so crazy because it works, like it works. T and I go out all the time, like not like clubbing and stuff, just like out and about.
Yeah. Like
shopping centers and shit. And there is never any fucking parking, can I just say? I feel like there are so many people everywhere now. You can't find parking.
No.
It's really difficult. We even, T and I like our comfort. Well, I like my comfort, and T accommodates me. And we drive to the city. Because I don't want to catch the train. Like, driving is so much nicer. Don't lie to yourself. So we drive right into the heart of the city, like Central, Town Hall, Newtown, Marrickville, Surrey Hills, the whole 9 yards, everywhere you could possibly fucking think of. We drive. And like even like when we go to like Circular Quay and stuff like that, we drive. And obviously in the city, in places like that, there's never any parking. So people will like drive around and not find anything. But I read my prayer. I read Ayatul Kursi. And lately, before I would read it and like maybe within a minute or two, we would find parking. But now, as I'm reading it, we find parking. You know?
Yeah.
The past like 3 or 4 times, before I even get to like the end of the prayer, we find parking.
Yeah, we see someone leaving. And it's really like you think, oh yeah, that's probably coincidence, but sometimes there was a queue of cars.
Yeah.
Like kind of
like weaving through the lot.
And it was literally what is it called?
What is it?
The bumper to bumper.
Yeah, bumper to bumper.
And literally in our little segment, which made it possible for us to literally go like to the parking lot left or right to us, somebody just went into the car and left, and then they left, and we basically could
just like and they would always, the car that was always like the parking that was the closest to us out of this whole queue of cars. It's always the one right where it's like the most convenient for us to just turn in. It's always that one. You know, it sounds like so stupid, but I'm telling you, it works. We have like, we were talking about this last night, we have 100% satisfaction guarantee. Because we've never not found a parking. You know, for me, it's like, it's a coincidence if you find it 4 times in a row and the 5th time it doesn't work. But for us, it's worked every time. And we've done this about, I'm not kidding, probably 30 times.
Also, let's all just remind ourselves it's a superstitious thing. So it's not a science or like a secret formula, really.
Yeah.
It's just something that we...
But it is a secret formula. I know it is. It's a secret formula, and let me tell you the fucking secret, mate. Let me fucking tell you. It's called Faith. I'm not kidding. So that sounds like a Christian choir group, but I think it only works... It only works if you really believe, you know? But it's true. Like if it
didn't work for you, you didn't believe, obviously.
Yeah. Fuck, man. But, you know, I really think, like, if you're just taking the piss and, like, you just say it for shits and giggles, it's not going to work. I say it, and every time I say it, I know we're going to find parking. I'm confident. You can ask T. I'm really confident.
Yeah, she is.
Like, when we first got married and I would do, like, Islamic voodoo shit, I think he would feel a bit like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I knew it, but I was like, I just have to show him. Like, I just have to show him that it works.
Yeah.
And it does. He's a believer.
I was converted, But I would say I'm still. I at the same time I also wouldn't be surprised if it would not work for some reason.
I would be surprised. I would be shook to my core. I would feel betrayed.
Yeah.
I know for a fact it's going to work every time. And that's why it works. Because of this doubt, if T read the prayer, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's probably true, yeah.
You know, like when I say it...
I'm just too... I guess I'm too scientific.
Yeah, like he's a skeptic.
Yeah, I'm a natural skeptic.
But I'm a believer, baby. You know?
Hallelujah.
Literally. Like, I believe with my soul, you know?
Yeah,
I really... Yeah. Like, when stuff like this works, I'm like, I'm not going to question it. I believe you. You know? I believe you. Just help me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't care about any of the scientific formulas. Yeah. I'm like, if it works for me, it works. Why should I complain?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why should I do myself dirty by being, like, doubtful?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, like, every time I read it, it works. And I have full faith that it will work and it does work.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm.
And that's just the vibe you have to go with.
Mm.
You gotta go in knowing that you're gonna find parking if you say this.
Mm.
You know?
Mm.
And I don't know if that proves that, like, Allah is the God. But I think it does prove that I feel like there's something in the universe that listens to people's prayers.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Regardless of what religion they come from. You know? Because I don't say I'm Muslim, I don't practice, I don't do any of the things. But there are parts of it that I take and I use. And there are parts that I've made up myself. That I incorporate into our marriage. You know? Like, there are loads of stuff that I do and I kind of mix and match with what makes me feel the most confident in what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah, same.
And it really works. So I feel like regardless of what religion you are, if you make your prayer with like a really genuine belief that it's going to work, then it's going to work.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think I have a similar thing, not when it comes to prayers. So when it comes to religion and all, I think I have doubt to believe into it. But I guess I'm a firm believer of gut feelings because there's so many information floating around and sometimes, or like, let's say, actually a lot of times they contradict themselves. And it's hard to figure out what is actually, which path should I follow, like what is true, what is the right thing to do, kind of thing. And I kind of figured out for me to believe in my gut feeling. Basically, where I kind of trust my instincts on something, like if something works or something doesn't work, or
like who you're gonna marry.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And I think that has been a great kind of compass for me because it's so hard nowadays to believe into anything really because everyone kind of advertises their own strategy and you don't really know, okay, what is actually the best in this ocean of choice. And I think if you just keep running from source to source...
Babe, maybe you should start that sentence again.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind coughing on camera. But if you like just jump from source to source, I feel you don't get anywhere. And you just become lost and keep drifting kind of thing. Yeah. And that's why being able to figure out your own instincts and know yourself, who you are, I think that's so important nowadays. And I think a lot of people are not able to actually capitalize on that because they are so wrapped in their own little perception bubble, I guess. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think like find what works for you and just trust your instincts, you know.
Yeah.
I really think that's kind of what guided me as well. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize the value in trusting your gut you know? But like that little feeling that you get, just go with it, you know? I don't think it's worth questioning every little thing, you know? You're just going to lead yourself into this weird limbo. Sometimes when your gut tells you it feels weird, you don't need to rationalize it. You just need to trust it and go, you know?
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I feel a lot of people, I mean, I used to do it as well, where like when I would feel something, I'm like, why would I feel that? That's so stupid. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
But actually, why? Why are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
You know, if your body's like telling you, if you're like physically feeling something that this is wrong, it's like alarm bells.
Yeah, that's
you
pretty
know?
much true, yeah.
Yeah. Why are you going to risk it?
Yeah.
If I feel weird, I'm going to head out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I know once T and I went out. This was when we were in Newtown. And we hit another guy.
Yeah.
So...
A car accident.
Yeah, we had a car accident. And so we were out that day, and that whole day was off. That whole day we felt out of it, you know? Like something felt off about the day. And we were talking about how the day just felt a bit shit. And like, we even had like a little argument, but honestly, the argument is not what makes the day bad.
No.
You know, we've had arguments before and still gone out and had a really nice time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's kind of just like you feel like there's been a weird start to the morning, you know? And so that's kind of what it was for us as well, where we felt like it was a weird start to the day, but we were like, okay, fuck it, whatever. And we were running errands together. And afterwards, even though we still felt fucking weird, we were like, let's just go out and grab some dinner, which was just a boo-boo. It was just a bad idea, man. You know, like my mom always tells me, if you feel like that during the day, go home. It means you're just not meant to be out today.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And we tried to fight it. We tried to like make our own destiny, you know, and it just blew up in our faces, literally. Like we were trying to find parking. I didn't read the prayer for parking that time, mind you. We probably would have found it if I did. I didn't read the prayer for that time because I was having a weird day, so I was a bit off, you know. And that was also before we were married.
Yes.
So I wasn't comfortable enough to do weird shit. And we were driving around looking for parking in Newtown, and this guy kind of came out of nowhere. He was going quite fast, and we were turning into the road, and we didn't see him. And then our cars hit. They, like, collided. So we were, like, at a cross section like that, and his car was going here. So technically it's our fault, but that's kind of what happened, and then the bumper on our car fell off. It was fine. Obviously, like, T just shoved the bumper back in and we got it home safely.
Yeah.
We used to live really close to Newtown. But, yeah, like, that was just eye-opening for me. It was just like, next time I feel weird, we're just gonna go home.
Yeah.
And we do it now. If we ever feel really like, something doesn't feel right, we do whatever needs to be done and head home. You know, like, I don't think we should linger and, like, try to force it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because at home, you can come home, have some food, watch a movie, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't need to worry about stuff. But yeah, maybe to some people that sounds like paranoia.
I guess superstition, paranoia, yeah. Stuff like
Kind of
this.
goes hand in hand a bit.
Yeah.
But I've always been superstitious, and it's paid off. So, can you blame a girl?
Yeah.
You know. Man. Would you want to add anything?
No. I believe that pretty much gives a good insight on who we are. This is like our first podcast, and I guess it's kind of like a bit of a taste what we are like.
Ooh, a taster.
Yeah.
A little appetizer.
Yeah, appetizer. Yeah. And the craziness that probably is gonna unfold in the future.
Yeah, it's only downhill from here, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, if you like to listen to guys that have crazy ideas about belief and superstition and that don't really have other couple friends to hang out with, have a huge age gap.
Oh, kind.
You can follow us and can listen to what goes on in our head.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're weird like us, you also don't feel as lonely as
It's true.
we do sometimes.
Yeah, maybe you're also a really lonely couple.
Actually, yeah. Slide into our DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're fun once you get to know us.
Yeah.
You know.
And for all the trolls,
welcome.
Welcome for the new playground for new bait attempts. You're welcome. Because I believe the material that we are going to produce is gonna feed your desires for months.
Yeah, but I love it. I really enjoy it. When I'm in a comment section and someone's trolling, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
But it can be quite hurtful. And I feel most of the trolls are kind of psychopaths and they just fulfill their own little sick desires in a way.
Oh, I guess so. But I guess we're fulfilling our own little sick desire by starting this little podcast.
Yes.
It's a cesspool, babe.
I guess so, yeah. We're contributing to it.
Yeah, so we kind of had it coming. It's like karmic.
Yeah.
Oh, karma's a whole new podcast.
Yeah. Pretty much. Anyway, yes. So is there any closing remarks?
No, this is us signing off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Laters, guys.
Bye.